thank you all for being here. This means so much to us to have all of you come and help us with this incredible celebration, this moment in time. For me and John, this is kind of overwhelming, frankly, because in 1989, when we formed the nonprofit, the Warhawk Air Museum, in a little tiny hangar with a few brown cabinets that we'd made ourselves and some incredible collections that people had literally dropped at our front door of the museum with notes and asking us to just preserve those items because they didn't want them anymore. We never, ever expected that we would be at this moment in time expanding a third wing of this museum to honor the global war on terror veterans and their families. So it's been quite a journey for us, and we are so grateful to so many people in this community for always being here and believing. And so what I want to do, just for 1 second, is to thank all of the families over the last 34 years who have trusted this museum with their families' histories. We have thousands of personal collections, which is what the heart of this museum is. It's about our people that have trusted this museum to preserve their histories with honor, with pride, and with dignity. And that means more to me and to John than anything else that has been accomplished with this museum. So we are always grateful for folks that can walk through that door with a collection in a box, in a bag, and say, would you like to have these memorabilia from our family? Would you like, obviously, we would be honored because our veterans and their families are the backbone of this country. It's what makes America the greatest nation in the world, and it is our privilege forever to honor those people in this museum with their personal histories.
So, with Veterans Day just around the corner, I just really appreciate you all making this a priority to pause for a minute and remember the global war on terror was America's longest war. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan are over, but since I returned from the war, as many of you have, we've seen struggles with suicide and PTSD and TBI and divorce, child custody battles. We've seen our men and women in uniform struggle to reintegrate back into society. And the VA and the veteran service organizations do a phenomenal job helping veterans, but often it's difficult to accept that help. And in my opinion, it's places like the Warhawk that is a true hub for veterans where they can show their family what they did and explain it and be honored, remember to see friends that they served with and just connect the dots of what that service to their country meant and take time to cry and to laugh. The Warhawk Air Museum, it really helps veterans find joy, heal, feel very welcome, and be at peace. So I don't know if anyone knows, but if you were to take out your phone and Google right now, post 9/11 Global War on Terror museums, how many museums do you think there are right now? There's one. It's near Fort Benning, Georgia. It's actually an infantry museum, but it does have a memorial to Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. And there's another one being built right now in Washington, D.C., which is awesome. But there's really nothing else, and definitely nothing else in this part of the country. So how amazing is it that we're going to have this state-of-the-art education facility for our kids and our grandkids right here at the airport and in Nampa, Idaho. Can we do a round of applause for making that happen? So, as Sue mentioned, for 34 years, the Warhawk Air Museum has focused on its mission to educate our visitors about the cost of freedom and honor those who paid its price. The museum has welcomed over 500,000 visitors since it opened in 1989. It is a sacred place to preserve, honor, and educate, but more importantly, a place of sharing and healing. The education part of our museum is critical, and in partnership with the Nagel Foundation, we take such pride in our steady flow of school field trips, And just seeing kids out here every day, hundreds of kids daily, eager to learn about our nation's history. We must continue our mission to educate, honor, and preserve with this post 9/11 global war on terror expansion of the museum. We are still raising money, so I got to talk about that for a second. We're at $2.8 million of generous donations to a goal of 3.5. So please spread the word. We're trying to get this thing across the finish line. What we're doing today, we're breaking ground on a new maintenance hangar on the east side of Municipal, and that is going to be where we continue to refurbish all of these amazing vintage aircraft and vehicles that you see in the museum. So we're going to have to build that first, and that's what we're breaking ground on today. And then the current maintenance hangar, just to the south of the museum, that will become the new Iraq and Afghanistan display. It just makes more sense with Idaho weather that we can walk the short distance, and that will be the actual new museum.